Try to be objective with all of my sports coverage, and listen, Jacy Sheldon objectively should be suspended for this play. I just don't know in what world, in what universe you watch that play back and you go, that was a basketball play. She was trying to make a basketball move, especially with all the angles of this.
The voices are growing louder. Frustration has reached a boiling point. And fans across the basketball world are demanding accountability. Outrage has swept through the WNBA community after Jacy Sheldon's blatant and dangerous attack on Caitlin Clark. The incident has left fans stunned, with many calling for Sheldon to face serious financial penalties for her reckless behavior actions that could have jeopardized the career of the league's brightest and most valuable superstar.
Sheldon was clearly targeting Caitlin Clark most of this game, and that is, that comes from a function of, she guarded her in one-on-one situations a lot up the court, and then rolled into a lot of doubles in the half court, but there was talking and chirping all game, and for me, it was punctuated by Caitlin Clark's final play before she came out of the game, where she stares Jacy Sheldon down, essentially demonstrates, she's like, if you poke me in my eye, I will shoot it in yours. And she crosses her, finds the favorite spot, free throw line extended from the logo area, big fuck you 3 to Jacy Sheldon, yells at the Connecticut bench, yells at the crowd. Her and Jacy Sheldon come back together. Caitlin fires up the audience, basically tells Jacy Sheldon, you are a bum.
The outrage is spreading like wildfire across social media and sports forums, with fans united in their call for accountability. Thousands are demanding that the WNBA hit Jacy Sheldon with a massive fine, one large enough to finally send a clear message if the league refuses to protect its biggest star through consistent officiating. Then it must at least deliver financial consequences so severe that future aggressors think twice before targeting Caitlin Clark again.
Every time Caitlin Clark takes the court, her opponents act like they've been booked for a main event brawl. The WNBA is doing nothing about it. Opponents aren't playing ball. They're strategically ambushing her. They're trying to injure her. Opponents bring chaos. She brings composure. And what Sophie did last night is completely valid. The WNBA has to do something about it.
What should have been a routine Tuesday night matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun quickly turned into yet another disturbing chapter in the ongoing saga of Caitlin Clark being treated like a human punching bag once again. The WNBA stood by as physical abuse unfolded, but this time, the aggression was so blatant, so dangerously intentional, that even casual viewers couldn't ignore the malice behind Jacy Sheldon's actions.
There is a legitimate hatred there. If you guys have heard, this Ohio State team, this 2023 Ohio State team, hated that Iowa team. And this is Jacy Sheldon, who was Caitlin Clark's direct matchup in these games. Like I tweeted out, forget Angel, forget Dejanay. This is Caitlin Clark's one true rival.
Jacy Sheldon deliberately poked Caitlin Clark in the eye during a defensive sequence and act that could have caused serious and potentially lasting damage to the WNBA's most valuable player. What made the moment even more disturbing was the smug, almost mocking grin on Sheldon's face afterward. Fans weren't buying the accidental contact excuse. They saw it for what it was, a calculated, targeted assault on the very woman who has single-handedly resurrected the WNBA from the brink of irrelevance.
Funny thing about that whole Caitlin and Jacy situation last night is it's like on a if you know thing. These two have been running the friendly fade on the court for like the last 4 years. They played in college, had great battles, so I'm not surprised last night happened.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe for more. What followed the initial eye poke was just as disturbing, if not worse. Jacy Sheldon didn't stop after the first cheap shot. She escalated the aggression by grabbing Caitlin Clark's arm and digging her nails into her skin, another blatant foul that somehow went completely unnoticed by the officials. And just when it seemed things couldn't get more violent, Marina Mabrey entered the chaos, blindsiding Clark with a vicious shove from behind while she was still reeling from the eye injury. It was no longer a basketball game, it was an assault in plain sight.
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
Look at it from behind or from the side. It's so obvious that she straight up leapt out towards Caitlin and got her right in the eye. And the more I try and watch it back and you try to be objective, there is no world where this was a basketball play. And yes, she was playing tough defense on Caitlin up until that point, but she leapt forward. And it's not like it's defensible where you can say she tried to get the ball, because her hand at that point was so far away from where the ball was. It's not like Caitlin was dribbling the ball up near her face. How she was not ejected for this, I don't know. The broadcast was talking about it, and that's why Sophie Cunningham even had the opportunity to hard foul her at the end. I don't know what you do, but the league's got to do something.
The immediate aftermath of Sheldon's attack exposed the deep and long simmering frustration fans have felt for years. Within hours, social media erupted in outrage. Hashtags like #BenJacy Sheldon trended across multiple platforms while furious. Fans flooded Sheldon's Instagram with harsh criticism, calling her bitter, unprofessional, and questioning whether she even belongs in a professional league. Clips of the incident went viral, with fans breaking down every angle. Watch it from behind or from the side. One fan wrote, "She clearly launched herself straight into Caitlin's eye. There's no universe where this qualifies as a basketball play." Another added, "She wasn't even near the ball. Caitlin wasn't dribbling high. This wasn't tough defense. This was targeted aggression, and how she wasn't ejected is beyond comprehension." Even the broadcast team seemed confused, and that confusion spilled over into the game. The lack of immediate discipline gave way to further chaos, allowing Sophie Cunningham to deliver a hard foul in the final moments, taking justice into her own hands. The outrage didn't stop with fans. Mainstream media figures joined the chorus. On The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon addressed the league directly. What is going on in the WNBA? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs. Enough of this, please. When late-night television starts airing grievances about basketball officiating, you know the issue has broken through the cultural ceiling. Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports didn't hold back either. He called Sheldon and Mabrey jealous loser punks and told them to go play in a recreational league where no one cares about you. He wasn't alone. Dozens of sports commentators slammed the WNBA for allowing a dangerous pattern of unchecked violence to continue. This is the kind of negative publicity the WNBA desperately wants to avoid. Mainstream headlines, viral clips, and a public perception that the league is failing to protect its most marketable player. To understand the gravity of what's at stake, you have to understand the economic weight Caitlin Clark carries, according to Dr. Ryan Brewer, a finance professor at Indiana University, Columbus. Clark was responsible for a staggering 5% of all WNBA economic activity during her rookie season. That's over a quarter of the league's entire financial engine tied to one rookie who, shockingly, was making just $76,535 for her efforts. Dr. Brewer's 2025 projections are even more mind-blowing. Clark could generate nearly $1 billion in economic impact for the league this year. That's billion with AB. Let that sink in. When one player contributes that much to your survival, allowing her to be repeatedly targeted isn't just morally indefensible, it's economically suicidal. As one fan ranted in a now viral video, bring Caitlin Clark to the NBA right now because the refs aren't going to protect her here. She's out there alone. That eye poke, that shove, that's